Hey, Lindsay.
Hey, Dizzy.
So, what are your New Year's resolutions?
To be the same adorable badass I've always been.
That's what I expected you to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would you want to change anything about yourself?
I wouldn't. I'm perfect.
In every way.
Yeah.
Except for now. Now I know I was with you that day when you went to the drive-thru.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew you were trying to cut back on the calories.
Yes.
Good job ordering the small seasoned curlies. Small.
Yes.
I did also order the half Coke, half Diet Coke.
That's good. That's making progress.
Yeah.
Steps.
And the 4 chicken McNuggets.
Did you take 2 of them?
Well, I ordered the 4.
Piece. Okay.
I ordered the 4, and they were like, "We don't do 4.
Yeah.
We only do 6."
So I ate the 2.
Yeah, and that's like half of yours. See, it's perfect in every way.
It worked out.
Yes. Well, hey, everybody. I'm Dizzy.
And I'm Lindsay.
And we're mostly fit, finding the balance between workouts
and weekends.
I am a NASM Certified Personal Trainer, as well as entertainer and a certified fitness nutrition specialist.
And I am also a NASM Certified Personal Trainer with specialties in corrective exercise and sports performance. I'm also a wife, a mom, and like I said before, a badass.
And if you would like a mug with a Mostly Fit logo, or a shirt with that checklist, or any of the other sweet things, like, by the way, it is the new year, and we haven't talked about Don't Yuck My Yum in a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
And Nacho Average Trainers, I still want somebody to buy that shirt. Nacho.
I dare you to buy the shirt with our face on it. Actually, if you comment on this video, I will buy you that shirt for you.
She'll do it.
I will.
She'll do it. Comment.
Comment.
Oh my
I don't
goodness.
even care what you comment.
How many comments are we going to get now?
I don't care what you comment. You can comment farts.
Comment farts.
Comment farts.
Yeah.
And but just don't forget to subscribe and like.
Yeah, please do all of that and leave a 5-star rating if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, because that helps the algorithm find us and it spreads the message to even more people.
Yeah.
And now that Lindsay is a full-time edutainer, that's probably the best way
Edutainer?
That's what we do. We educate, but we also entertain.
I like it.
That's
I'm
what we
going to
do.
put that on my social media profile.
Edutainer. Mm-hmm. Now that you are a full-time one of those.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to pay her bills. That's what she told me last week.
Yeah.
Now, you might have noticed, though. You definitely noticed.
What?
That, well, we've been missing.
Yes.
For 2 whole weeks, we've been missing.
We have. We took a little bit of a hiatus, which I feel like during this time of year is okay. It's a busy time of year.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
It is a time that's dedicated for family.
Yeah.
So that's what we've been doing, spending time with our family and our friends. And also doing other things to make sure that this
1,000%
is going to be amazing in the year 2020.
We want the best for you because
Yes.
I'm going to use it one time in public. We want to give you the 2020 vision of what we have to offer.
Corny.
Tons of corn. Tons of corn. So we're not just talking about New Year's resolutions, but I would like to touch on that.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about smart watches and devices. Mm-hmm. But first, let's talk about this weirdness of New Year's resolutions.
Okay.
And the smart devices help people to stay on track with those.
Yeah.
Now, my question to you is, why do you think most New Year's resolutions involve health and fitness?
Well, for one, I feel like people gain the most weight during the months of Thanksgiving and the month of Thanksgiving.
The month in our world.
Yeah. Starts Thanksgiving, doesn't end until the New Year. Mm-hmm. So in that time, everybody's a little bit off track their regular diet. If you weren't on a regular diet to begin with, you probably were like eating all the sweets and you might have felt like you gained a little bit extra weight and you're like, this is the year when I'm going to be really healthy.
This is the whole year.
This is the year that I changed my life. So I think that's why. It's just you're coming off a time where you're eating a lot more than normal, I would say.
So I always wondered why that's a full year resolution instead of just saying I'm getting back to normal.
Well, I
that's
don't
kind
think,
of the philosophy we had.
I don't think it's it's a full year resolution. Like, I'm only going to do it for a year. Like, I don't think people are.
No, I
doing
mean,
that.
like, they want to change themselves for the whole year, though. Like, instead of just saying, like, I'm going back to the thing I was doing, they're acting like, and for some people, that is the case.
Yeah.
They're acting like it's a whole lifestyle overhaul. That's what I mean by that.
What do you mean a lifestyle overhaul? Like,
Because
they're
that's
just
what a New Year's
changing-
resolution is.
Yeah.
It's like changing something that you have wanted to for a while, but now that the New Year's here, finally going to do it.
Well, so I don't like the idea of resolutions, but I like the idea of a fresh start, and I like.
Well, that I do too.
I like that. You don't need a Monday to start a diet, but let's be honest, Monday's a lot easier to
Did you
start
know
a diet
Monday's
than
my
a
favorite day
Wednesday.
for that reason?
Yeah, like, it's
not
always,
just dietarily, but like work week.
Start
because
fresh.
everything's
Leave-
creative
yeah.
and new.
Leave whatever last week was last week. So I just feel like it's like a Monday or like a first of a month. It's like it's a fresh new start or a season even. It's like, okay, changing it up.
Did my
fresh start.
spring cleaning.
Yeah, so I feel like New Year's or January 1st, it's a new year, so it's a natural start point.
Makes sense. It's a big start.
So resolution, like that word is just stupid.
Well, I've resolved to do a thing.
You could have a resolution on a Tuesday.
Exactly.
You know.
We should start Tuesday revolutions.
Should.
Resolutions.
Resolution
Now, if you wanted
Tuesday.
to start a revolution on a Tuesday, we could do that too.
Resolution. Beatles.
Oh, I was thinking more along Prince and the.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, so I do like a New Year's as a fresh start.
I dig it. I dig it.
You know, like, let this be the year.
I personally have not made New Year's resolution since 2000 and either 11 or 12. I remember the piece of paper that I
Yeah.
put on my wall in my studio room, and that's the last time I ever did that. Because if you know me, and you know me, some people out there know me,
Yeah.
I make resolutions weekly.
Yeah, well,
I'm always trying to improve something.
all the time. It's just a goal, really.
Yeah, and
It's just
you
a
should
goal.
have a goal
All
and
the
have a
time.
plan to get to it.
And your goal should always be changing after you've reached it.
They
yeah.
very much should, because
So.
you should not get to the goal and then go backwards, because I think that happens a lot, especially in the fitness world. Like if it's in the money world, I don't think that's the case. Or if it's employment or making a project, like you wanted to paint a room.
Yeah.
Like once you get there, it's done. Unless you just decide, oh, now I'm going to paint the whole house.
Well, yeah, usually it's like if you give a mouse a cookie,
I don't understand. If you give a mouse a cookie,
he's going to ask for a glass of milk.
uh-huh,
And then if you give him a glass of milk, he's going to want to look in the mirror to see if he has a milk mustache.
uh-huh.
And then if he looks in the mirror, he's going to see that he needs a haircut. So he's going to ask for some scissors. Then he's going to cut his hair, and then he's going to realize he made a mess, so he's going to ask for a broom. And then he's going to start sweeping up all the hair, but then he's going to start sweeping up the entire house. Then he's going to be tired, so he's going to want to take a nap. So he's going to ask for a pillow and a blanket. And then when he wakes up, he's going to probably want a glass of milk. And if he has a glass of milk, he's probably going to want a cookie to go with it.
Is that how the whole thing goes?
Pretty much.
I was thinking there was some murder at the end of that.
No, there's also like, I'm going to draw a picture of my family and I'm going to mail it. But like, I just gave you the short version.
Oh, okay.
If you give a mouse a cookie, there's also if you give a moose a muffin
A moose, a muffin.
or a pig a pancake, or there's a whole bunch.
Oh, this
but-
needs to be a shirt
Yes,
somehow.
but it is one of my favorite childhood books, and if you haven't read it, you should, because it's very entertaining for adults and for children.
We're going to do that. And the authors of If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, if you want to chime in on this and maybe be featured in some way, we would love to have you.
I'm going to take a picture of the books and I'm going to put them on our story.
That would be so great.
Yeah.
Yes. Do that today.
I will. I'm pretty
Because
sure I still have them.
now we're on a new schedule.
Yes.
And we should comment on this new schedule before we get into the smart
Okay.
devices.
Yes.
Because if people are following along and they notice all of our graphics and whatnot, they still have to be updated. I'm not doing this very professionally because I wanted a new photo shoot, but we haven't gotten to a new photo shoot. And if you're watching along on video, it's going to be a while before I'm doing photo shoots got a little situation here.
He did not try to kill himself.
I did not.
Let's make that clear because it does look like that.
The bowl tried to kill me.
He has some burnage.
I'm going to go with second degree.
Second degree.
I'm no fire expert. I should probably ask my brother who is.
Maybe.
Yeah, Michael. I'll send you a picture.
Well, one more thing about the resolutions, though.
Uh-huh.
It's not just a new year.
It's a new decade.
Yeah.
I've been hearing that all over the
But,
place.
like, that's a big deal.
Is it, though?
Yes, because it's even
I just turned into you. Is it, though?
It's even like a fresher start.
I guess.
You know? It's like, whoa, this is a whole new decade. And it's like 2020. Can you imagine what?
I don't want to.
Like, I'm just thinking.
I remember.
In 1990.
No.
It's like,
no.
2020 was like 1,000 years away.
Well, yeah, and we also had Back to the Future for 1985. Well, 87 or 89 is when 2 came out, I think. I forget.
But still, it just seems like a year that even though, like, obviously we're
I didn't think we'd ever get here.
like,
We'd
we're
be in the
young
space
enough
age.
to
Now I don't
be
even think that that's possible.
in that year,
Whatever.
but it was like, 2020 is never going to happen. That's like the future.
Yeah,
You know?
2000
We're
was
gonna have,
supposed to be the end of the world.
The cars that hover.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Back to the Future
Yeah.
2, my favorite one, by the way.
Or like the Jetsons.
Yes.
You know? Like, that's what 2020 made me think of.
Yeah. I don't want to sidetrack it, but I'm going to do it. Small sidetrack.
Small.
Did you know there's a theory that the Flintstones actually takes place after the Jetsons?
I kind of like that. Like, we went back to like a prehistoric age.
Yeah, because something nuclear happened and then everything
Zombie
just ended.
apocalypse.
And we had to go back to the Stone Age.
That's kind of what happened with, like, on The Walking Dead. Like, the zombies came and then they had to use their resources in order to survive.
But somehow they keep on having electricity and gas in their cars and such.
Well, because they go and they find gas from other people's
Yeah,
cars.
still a strange concept to me. I want to poke holes in that logic. But back to New Year's.
Sorry.
That was the fastest tangent we've ever
Yes.
done. I love it.
Growth in 2020.
Yes, new year, new decade, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I just look at it as you just bought a new calendar, really.
Yeah.
Because there was a time where there were people that didn't even know when the calendar changed.
Yeah.
Either you're a dang lumberjack or you're a lazy jack. I don't know. Yeah. Either you're working or you're not. That's kind of the idea.
Gotcha.
And I don't mean to be a workaholic, but I am. But yeah, that's what everybody's resolving to do anyway. Work harder, whatever their goal is. Fitness, business, family,
Yeah.
whatever, cleanliness. They're just working harder. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Don't be lazy. Wait, but the things that we have changed now. Now, if you noticed, listening back to our old episodes, we were a whole week ahead, so it made it very difficult to be current.
Yes.
And we have resolved to be more current. We have resolved. Not just for the new year, but we've thought after a break it was a good time to start that because we took time, because we know you took time. You didn't want to hear about fitness. You sure didn't.
Yeah.
And to be honest, we don't talk about fitness that much. We talk about life and how fitness works into it. And if you don't know, that's our whole motto. Like, fitness should just be a part of your life. It should not be overemphasized.
Agreed.
Yeah. So we are going to be very, very current. And now we are recording on Mondays, just to give you a little behind the scenes. And immediately after, putting it out either Monday night or Tuesday morning.
Yes. So
forever.
it's like
until it changes again.
Everything is right there, up to date. You know exactly what we're talking about.
Yep.
We don't
So if
have to
something happened
backtrack
this
ours.
weekend, we can talk about it together.
Yes.
And you can jump in the conversation. What did you think about the latest blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
And that's very important. And we thought that was important. So it just lights a fire under us to do a little bit more consistent work for you, the listener / viewer.
Love it.
All right. So now that we've been on this break,
Yes.
go on.
I was going to say, speaking of the future, in 2020, Apple Watches.
Not just Apple Watches.
Or smartwatches.
Apparently Samsung makes them too.
Kinda is like the future because I can have a conversation on my wrist.
For sure.
I can even
All you
do
need
like
to
a
do is have
FaceTime.
the Power Ranger communicator thing. Zordon.
Dizzy. Earth to Dizzy.
Dizzy has left the Earth.
It would be really cool, though, if a hologram came out of it.
That's next. Haven't you seen that little thing that people were like in the bathtub and it just showed up on their wrist? I think it's a concept. I've never seen it marketed, but it's a thing that they were proposing for Apple where you just had like a little thing that was about the size of this bracelet that I'm wearing. You just, and then it projects onto your wrist. And it's
I love it.
It's like a touch screen that projects.
On your wrist?
Yeah. That video's been around for like 3 years now.
So we are in the future.
I don't know if it exists yet, but that's the idea that they have.
On it.
So it's going to happen.
But yeah, so these smartwatches are kind of futuristic. I mean, I know they've been around for a while, but they keep on getting better and better.
They do.
Like, I have a Series 2, but like we're at Series 5 for Apple Watches.
First world problems, right?
I know. But I mean,
one time I accused her of being rich, or no, what I said is I'm not rich, so I don't, because we need to clear up how I communicate. I said, I'm not rich, but I don't have one of those.
And
not
I said,
because. She said, I'm not rich.
I only have a Series 2. But Series 5 can go up to like $1,000.
And what for, by the way? Because let's talk about the price of these things first. Then we'll get into some details of what they do. And
did anybody get, I want to know, did anybody get a smartwatch for Christmas?
Yeah,
or
leave
Hanukkah,
comments.
or Kwanzaa?
Or Festivus?
Diwali.
Do people give...
Festivus for the rest of us?
Yeah, apparently that's a real holiday that like 7 people celebrate.
Look, I know it came from
Seinfeld.
I'm not the book, the game.
The game.
We should have played.
I thought it was like some kind of atheist thing, but I found out it was from Seinfeld, and I just missed that.
There's a Festivus poll. It's really funny.
I think they were against that in the Bible. I'm not sure.
Anyway, yeah. So let me know if you got an Apple Watch or a Fitbit or a Garmin. I don't know what the other ones are.
How did we just leave out Fitbit in this whole conversation? I said Samsung.
Yeah, I mean,
Fitbit is the pioneer of the whole shindig.
Yeah, I think that was like the
Fitbit.
first one.
Yeah, that was their idea.
Yeah. So
and then Apple was like, "Oh no, you didn't.
I'll do it better." But yeah, so let me know if you got one for Christmas and which one and what you guys think of it, and if you had ones before or if this is your first.
Yeah, so tell me,
watch
because I don't know. I had like this little cheaper version.
Yeah.
And it was literally just for the workouts and such. It did nothing else. It told me that I got a notification, but I couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
So I used it for a bit, and I was just curious about my sleep habits and whatnot.
Yeah, I had a Fitbit for the sleep habits and stuff, but then I sold it because I wanted an Apple.
Wait, that thing doesn't tell you how to do it?
No, because you have to take it off and charge it.
Oh, yeah.
The Fitbit lasts longer, so you don't have to charge it.
So what does one of these things do that makes it cost all these dollars?
Well, it does exactly what your phone does, or a computer. But that is like general, like as far as why it probably costs that much, because it does things that the Fitbit does, but then it does things that your phone does.
So
does that make sense?
So it's just like a miniaturized phone.
Kinda. So like, because I can make phone calls.
Which is a miniaturized computer.
I know. I mean, maybe the Series 5 you can, but I can't make phone calls, but I can answer phone calls. I could text message people, and I can start text messages. I have all the apps that I can be on my phone. I can have on my watch, music, all of that stuff. Email.
Lord, I see all the apps up there.
I can set my alarm. I can do all of the things, basically. Calendar. I can even take a picture.
What?
Yeah, I mean.
Where's the camera?
So.
Is it only a front-facing camera?
This one is this is like you can control it. So I don't know again what Series 5 is, but if I turned on.
Oh, you take the picture with your.
Yeah. I don't know how it works exactly.
Oh! Wow.
It also obviously tracks my calories. It tracks my steps, how many times, like my standing hours.
That's the stuff that we are interested in now, because most people have gotten it not just for the nerd bit of it, but the fitness bit of it.
Mostly the fitness bit is why I got it. I hardly use any of the apps. Obviously, I've never used the camera one, as we've seen, and
I don't even know all the stuff that your phone does.
I don't. I'm not like, I do what I got to do. I get in and I get out, you know? But what I do like also about it, like you can go into your activity, and it shows you how many times you've made your move goal and you get badges and stuff. But when I was running the marathon, I ran the New York City Marathon, by the way.
Did she run the New York City Marathon?
I ran the New York City Marathon.
I think she ran the New York City Marathon.
Also, I'm running Chicago Marathon next
If you
in
would
October.
like to donate,
Yes.
hit her on the Venmo at something.
Well, no, you can actually donate to the page.
Oh, okay.
But like it told
Obviously,
me
I
like
haven't.
my pace and my splits from when I was running, and it tells me how fast I'm going on my phone or on my watch. So if I was running and I was trying to pace myself because I had like 20 miles to go, I would know I need to be at like a 10-minute mile to kind of pace myself. So I could run and be like, all right, I'm at 9:50. I'm at a good pace. And all of a sudden I might have stepped it up a notch. And it says like 8:30. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Slow your roll, Lindsay. You got another
Slow
15
your roll.
miles to go. You better pull it back a little bit. You know? Or when I was doing speed work, I would have to like, all right, go faster, 8-minute miles.
You know,
So
the
it
majority
helped.
of us, self-included, would be like, run, walk. Those are my two paces.
But yeah, so I feel like it comes in handy for fitness so much, especially the Apple Watch. I can't speak for Fitbits or Garmin's or whatever, or even Series 5. I'm sure that's even more amazing. But this little Series 2, it's been a pal to me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So those reminders, like it just told you like the update and stuff on what you were doing
Yeah.
while you're running. What about the reminders that it gives you throughout the day? Because I've heard of some of that. I have no experience with it.
So some of it's super annoying. Like if I'm wearing my watch and I'm getting my hair done, I'm sitting for like a lot of hours.
Yeah, this isn't even her real hair.
It's my real hair.
But really, it's not the hair you were born with.
No, my hair's curly. I straighten it.
She has a straight up afro.
Shut up. So anyway, my hair takes like 3-4 hours sometimes. And then my watch will be like, it's time to stand. And I'm like,
Don't be lazy, Lindsay.
and I'm like, screw you, watch. I can't stand right now. Leave me alone. And then I take it off and I get mad at it. So that's annoying. But yes, it does remind you to stand. So if I'm being super, super lazy one day, it's like, oh, crap, I got to stand.
Yeah, like on one of those Saturdays.
Yeah.
Not even your normal resting day.
Yeah.
One of those Saturdays, you're just chilling, watching a movie, maybe watching a really long series.
Yeah.
You know, when Netflix asks if you're still watching.
Yeah, exactly. And then it
Would you
tells me
judge
to
me?
breathe. And it will be like, it's time to breathe. And it's like, was I not breathing
That was
before?
a, that was a
I didn't
thriller
know.
movie is what it was.
But that's annoying sometimes too, because it's like I'm in the car and it's like I can't take a minute to breathe. Like I have to pay attention to the road because it wants you to like meditate.
What?
Like breathe in,
Oh.
breathe out. Like control yourself. What else? Fitnessy wise, steps. Obviously, you can have competitions with your friends, which is always fun. Like, oh, I'm gonna get 20,000 steps today, and then maybe he only got 10. It's like, I'm better than you.
That one time. Yeah. So that's what it is.
You know.
It's a whole lot of I'm better than you statuses.
No.
Is what it is.
But I think it does push you more.
Well, yeah, I did realize when I was using my watch last year, I realized how lazy I had gotten.
Yeah.
Wait, was that last year or was it in the spring when we went on that hike? That one hike
That
at
you got
all ever?
lost?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Not the
That
one
must
for the
have been-
video shoot. The one with Jen.
Oh,
That was
in
like
my
the
backyard?
That was like the fall of last
yeah,
year,
it was
wasn't it?
fall last
So
year.
I was still working at the gym, and I was still that lazy. Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, my whole days, most of the time, were around 8,000 steps.
Yeah. So I get like 20,000 steps a day.
And that day, I hit 15. I was like, oh, this is what people do, I guess.
Yeah, I always get a lot of steps. It's because I'm up early. But now I wasn't up that early, so who knows what my steps are.
You're going to go down to 6,000. No, because
But-
you can't sit still.
Yeah. But also, like for calorie goals, it's like, and I don't know how accurate the calorie count
Well, I
is.
know that it bases it on your heart rate through the day,
Yeah.
right?
So I don't know how accurate it is. I'm sure it's I already got 10,000 steps.
You know,
so
I would venture to
11.
guess if it's reading your heart rate throughout the day,
It's pretty
when
accurate.
it's got to be more accurate than a treadmill.
Oh, I'm sure. And
'Cause
it's
a
also like
treadmill,
on my wrist.
Yeah. So if you put your pace at 4 on a treadmill it's going to be way in the same incline, like 4 or 5. And then I put my pace at 4 and then do an incline of 4 or 5. It's going to say we burn the same amount of calories, but our bodies have not burned the same amount of calories.
Yeah.
Because I used a whole lot less effort.
Yes, because of your heart rate and everything.
Yeah. So I would guess that thing's probably more accurate.
Close. Yeah, I hope so.
If it's reading your heart rate, right?
If so like I have my thing set for 750 calories a day. Active calories.
Oh.
So not full total calories. So right now I'm only at 500 active calories. So
That reminded me of something.
I might be more inclined to like take my dog for a longer walk in order to make up for those calories. You know, or do
Smart.
something extra.
So that reminded me there. Just I wanted to make sure I put a button in that so I don't forget to think about it. But the active calories portion, you remember in our Halloween candy workout video?
I keep putting my phone down.
There was our goal was to try to burn off the amount of candy that it was, which was like 700 calories.
Yeah.
And you, in the active calorie portion, this was me learning on the fly too when we did it. In the active calorie portion, we had only gotten to like 450 or something.
Yes.
But I learned, and thusly you learned as well, that it is reading when your heart rate is up versus total calories during the workout.
Yes.
So that's something that I think that people could look out for if you're using one of these guys. It could help you a ton because it might sow a little confusion. Just because your heart rate is up during a workout and then it goes down, it doesn't discount the calories that you are burning when your heart rate goes lower.
Yeah.
So I would use total calories burned during the workout versus active calories.
Yeah. So here, just to show you, it says 506 out of 850 calories, but the total calories that I burnt today so far is 1,307 calories.
Yeah, so that is the amount that I would tell anybody to look at.
Yeah.
Because using that will help you set your calorie intake for the day.
Yeah.
Does that thing do
only-
like an average for a week?
Yeah, it will.
That would help so much because there are ladies out there,
And it tells
specifically
you,
ladies.
it will be like, you had a great move week. Thanks, Apple Watch.
Thanks, Apple Watch.
I'm going to name you Frank.
Frank!
Yeah, I don't know why I like that
Because
name.
it's thanks.
Thanks, Frank.
So, if you did get one of these Smarticle watches, and it'll give you a calorie burn for the day or week, that will help you so much in how much you can eat because so many people undereat. And if you were trying to have a lean, sexy body, such as mine, you have to fuel that because otherwise you are going to be breaking down your muscle fibers and not rebuilding them so you don't look any better in 3 months, which is if you're making a fitness New Year's resolution, that's the goal, to look better in 3 months.
Yes.
Not just to look the same.
Yeah.
And that's going to happen if you undereat. So this will not only help you to get up and move and be more active if you're coming out of a sedentary life, but to know how many calories you can actually allow yourself to eat instead of starving yourself and feeling like crap, looking like crap.
Truth.
So you just keep that in mind.
I will.
You?
Me. So there's a lot of pros, I would say.
Pros like us.
Yes.
Professionals.
Well, pros to owning a fitness watch.
Yes. I will say that when I had my little experiment with the fitness device, I don't even know the brand of it now, but whatever. When I was using it, it would make me more accountable to want to get more sleep, which is very beneficial, and to be more consistent with when I went to sleep. And it would make me, it kind of helped me gamify getting up and moving. Yeah. Because I am guilty, just as much as a lot of people are, of sitting in front of a computer for hours. I'm doing work, but I will not move for hours. Yeah. And that is an unhealthy habit. It makes you slouch. It takes down your total daily energy expenditure for the day. And if I'm sitting still, I still want to eat.
True. So now you're not burning any additional calories that you're eating.
That is not beneficial to anybody.
Yes.
Whatsoever.
So, yeah, I mean, I think it's just another way for people to be accountable to themselves.
This is true.
And like I said, it has all those cool, like, sharing things where you can share your activity with your friends and you can see your friends' activities. And I think that helps too. Not in like, I mean, some people, in a competitive way where it's like, oh, I got to do better than the other person.
You were one of those people.
Well, that's when you like sign up for the challenges with people.
Oh.
Like you can sign up for competitions.
But does that thing make you feel like you are competing with yourself or competing with the watch because it set this limit for you?
Yes, you're competing with the watch. You're like, okay, I got to get these calories in. So it's like, I got to do it.
That's what I mean by gamifying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But then it's fun to see like these, what do you call them? Little dopamine.
Well, dopamine's in your brain.
Yeah.
It gives you a dopamine release because it gives you those little badges.
Yeah, it gives you badges.
That is something I do know because I had a friend, and I've mentioned him 1,000 times here on the podcast, so I won't mention him again because he's going to feel like we're beating him up. He don't listen. We have this conversation. He don't love us. But I noticed when I would train him that he would get the little badges and it gives him a little smirk.
Yeah.
And he would kind of, especially when he was in the beginning, when he was in his positive phase, before he just fell off the wagon completely.
Yeah.
He would get the little badges and it would keep him going through the day. Just like when you post silly pictures on Instagram or whatever.
And you get the like.
Yeah, the likes give you the dopamine release.
Well, I'm saying like not even just the badges. Like I think I told you if a friend finishes a workout, like it will say Maritza just finished a workout. And then it says reply. And you can like send her a little congratulations, or oh, way to ride that bike, or way to kill that workout, or wow, you ran so far. And like you can reply and it sends it to their text messages.
No, that's another and so your friends can add to your dopamine release.
Add to it. So it's like, oh, if I finished a workout, Maritza might be like, way to go, you're killing it. And it's like, thanks. Like, yeah, I am killing it. You know? So it works. But yeah, that's another fun thing.
With all that, what would you say is something, because they obviously have lots of benefits.
Yes.
What would you say is something that is a negative about having a smart device or a smart device for fitness specifically, whichever?
So for me, the one con I can think of is that I'm constantly attached to my phone. Even if my phone is not on me. Because every text message, a phone call, alerts, like right now my husband just walked in and I have that ring.
So it told you he walked up to the door?
Yeah, so it's like it alerted me like, is there somebody at your front door? So I'm constantly just looking at my watch because it's constantly vibrating on me. Whether it's a text message or a squirrel walked by.
That's the worst. Like, the bus.
Yeah, so things like that, I would say are annoying. Mostly because it's like, oh, I have a text message, so now I feel like I need to answer it right away on my phone. Or I have a phone call, so I need to reply, so I need to find my phone. Where if I didn't have my watch on me, I wouldn't have been near my phone at that particular moment, and that thing could have waited.
Yeah. Wasn't that just the thing I was talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Like with wanting to be away from my phone for a while?
Yeah, so you're never away. But I guess it's like that could also be a pro too, because if there is an emergency and you're away from your phone, it's like you have it. Or, you know, if there is a robber at your door, you know. But then I just feel bad, like if I'm with a client or if I'm at work and I'm having a conversation with somebody, I'm not trying to be rude. It's just that my wrist is vibrating. Like I just got.
Like now,
like,
right
yeah,
this
right
minute.
that second. Like I got notified on TikTok that somebody posted something.
And it's not even.
And I don't even care.
It's not even a thing that applies to us. It's TikTok trying to get you onto their platform.
Yeah, so it's just always giving me notifications of stupid stuff that I don't necessarily need. So I constantly look like I'm looking at my watch. And when you see somebody looking at your watch all the time, what is the first thing you think of?
I think they're disinterested in the conversation or whatever.
They're like, want the time to go by faster.
Yeah.
Or, they're bored, whatever it is. And I'm literally not trying to be rude. It's just, if you get a vibration on your wrist, you're inclined to look at.
Yep, and on the opposite side of the dopamine releases, when you get a notification for something you want to, there's also a little bit of anxiety. And I did a study on this on my old show. I didn't do the study. I found the study and I talked about it.
You're writing like research papers now?
Yeah, I totally do that.
On your
I
spare
write
time?
scripts and research papers and video essays.
Yeah.
And that's what all YouTubers are now, if you realize it.
Vloggers.
Yeah, they write up stuff. The people that would have done well in school, they just do it at home for themselves now. And the people that wouldn't have enjoyed it, they just do it and don't realize they're doing something that they could have in school.
Well, sometimes you just need to find that thing that's interested.
Oh, of course. I think that's the case with everybody.
Easier to do.
But the notification anxiety is a real thing. Some people would even call it a disorder, but really not. They're conditioning us. They're Pavlovian-ishly conditioning us.
Sorry, I have to move around because
it's okay. You're in the frame still. So I noticed that the first time I noticed it, which is what triggered me to want to look into it a little bit more and then share it with other people. All 9 people that listened to that radio station at the time and the other 12 that listened to my podcast.
Forgot that he had a radio show.
And it still exists, by the way, at dizzyparker.com. If you want to check out old episodes, you can find it on iTunes.
No, the one in Peekskill, your actual radio show.
Well, I use that as my podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, nobody's listening to this station. Can I put this on the internet too? They said, go for it. It's public access. Do what you want. Yeah. And that's what got me into doing this because I learned how to do it. I was like, that is really easy.
Oh, good for me.
But yes, good for you because now you're going to be a star. You're not a slave to a job anymore. You're a slave to me.
I don't know which is worse.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I like to watch.
Naughty. Sorry.
So I watch YouTube on my TV sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't like TV shows because then you got to be invested.
My kids also watch YouTube on their TV.
Yeah, that's going to be the new TV, by the way.
There is a YouTube TV.
Well, there is YouTube TV. It's going to be the new TV, though. Yeah. There's not going to be any cable. It's stupid. All the major networks are already on it.
Yeah.
But I saw a notification. I don't remember what kind of thing I was watching, but there was a notification. It was like a Facebook or Instagram with the little 1 and the red circle with the ding, same sound. And my heart gave that miniature jump. You know, when you get a notification, you get a little, just a little something. It just sparks a response in your brain, and your body gives a physiological response because of that. This was on the TV, and it wasn't even anything I was using.
But
it gave me the same condition, which told me I'm being conditioned right now. And what they do is it's the same concept as the little badges and stuff. Yeah. It keeps you engaged with your device all the time. Yeah. Which is why every single one of you, I know it. When you're at a stoplight, maybe you didn't even wait to get to the stoplight. You're on your phone. Am I right?
Yeah, that's why there's so many accidents.
That's why some fool, what was it, a year ago now, ran into the sushi restaurant in Fishkill? That is a 20-mile-an-hour road? Yeah. You got to be doing something absolutely ridiculous to do that.
That's also why phones now have like this thing where they disable and they're not like if they recognize that you're in a car, they'll like
you have
disable.
to activate that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But soon it's going to be just like it's going to come with that, which I have a lot of problems with because what if I'm in the passenger side?
Yeah, you don't tell me what to do. No,
it's like
absolutely
I can't, and I'm in like a 5-hour car ride with no phone because I'm in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
But like, I get it why like they want to do that because they're trying to save lives.
But that is also intruding on your life, and they don't know better than you, which is another thing that I believe is a con for having technology-based everything.
Yeah.
And these watches are no different. Even though they're great for fitness purposes and information purposes, I'm not a fan of the fact that they think they know what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And they make with these little conditioned responses, they can control you. And I don't want to sound like normal conspiracy theory me, because that's not what we're doing. But at the same time, it's good to raise the point that having technology attached to you at all times is ruining our brains.
Yeah.
So imagine if there was a thing, which is what we're including in our skit for this week, which is why we do our skits, edutainment, where you are now interrupting part of your day because in the skit you got up from a business meeting.
Yeah.
Because
Not
that's
professional.
that's what's going to happen. Even if you don't take the act this year, in 5 years, you've gotten so used to responding to things that your technology has done, it's going to create a response in you that now you have to, or you have gone into Anxietyville.
Yeah.
Like, think of the younger generation of kids. They have more anxiety over nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
Then, especially you, but also me. Like my little brothers, I'm just going year to year.
Oh.
We're 6.5 years apart.
Yeah.
You to me, and then me to him, and then we don't have another sibling, but you get the idea.
Gotcha.
Younger, like teenagers today, can't handle anything. The younger kids, like the people that your kids go to school with, the single digit ages right now.
Maritza finished a workout.
Great job, Maritza.
Let's see what she did.
Wait, save some pedals for me.
She was on the Stairmaster, so I'm going to reply. This is real life.
Real life.
One step
That's
at
how
a
it
time,
works.
or nailed it, or save your breath. I'm going to do one step at a time. And it's a sneaker. I like nailed it, though, too. It's a hammer.
Nailed it.
Okay.
So what's going to happen is these because everybody's going to have a smartwatch eventually, just like cell phones, just like the nicest televisions and quality computers, not the nicest, but quality computers, if anybody still uses computers under the age of 20.
Yeah.
It's available to everybody on a consumer level because it's so easy to produce the hardware and software for it that everybody's going to have one. It's going to be so common because imagine when you were a teenager. Cell phones were for like the rich people. You said you had a pager.
I had a pager. Like a drug dealer. Or a doctor.
Yeah, or a doctor.
Or a doctor.
AKA a drug dealer. Same thing. But everybody did not have phones back when you were in high school.
No,
and
nobody
did. It was still not as common
uncle
when I was
had
in high
a
school.
car phone, and it was like humongous. It was like this big box. I got to eat.
She's got to eat. Okay. So I was going to wrap it up with positive.
That's my Pavlov condition.
So we're going to do that.
I gotta
now.
eat.
I'm actually doing that for her because she's one of those people that will skip meals by accident.
What if I just like push this away and like just like gotta go?
Oh boy, this is actually showing. I'm glad that this is all happening. It's showing everything. But just to wrap that point up, imagine the next generation who is going to have access to all the technology. It's just going to be common for them to have a smartwatch.
Yeah.
And eventually they're going to be the ones that freaking microchip themselves.
Yeah.
And then they have Google in their eyeball.
Which they have those Google glasses.
Nobody uses that.
I know, but they have them.
Did they discontinue it?
They may have just, but it was out on the market for people.
That
to buy.
idea is going to come back.
Yeah.
Just like VR.
Yeah, we have a virtual reality thing.
Yeah. Luckily now it's just
video
it's a
games.
novelty.
Yeah.
But eventually everything could be VR, just like that movie and that book. The one that I started reading that Luke was like, "You have to read this," and I started reading it, and then I moved, so I had to give the book back. That one, with, that we'll ask about it later. If anybody remembers what that one was that came out 2 years ago.
That alarm just went off and I'm starving.
No way, really?
Like suddenly.
It's already working.
Like it's so weird.
It's been less than a week.
Wow.
Think about it. Yeah, but okay. Just get that point done because now it's proven. It's thrown us all the way off.
Sorry.
They are going to have notifications at will all the time. They're probably going to be in their freaking skin, so it shows up in their eyeball.
Yeah.
Or
Watch
something.
Black Mirror.
Yeah, that's another
All
indication.
Of that, those episodes are usually about like technology and how they are way advanced and how it's going to screw up the world.
That's what the Black Mirror is, maybe? I never saw the show.
Well, no, because it's one mirror. It's one mirror, one episode at a time. Like they don't like connect.
It's like Twilight Zone.
Yeah. So yes. Sorry. Go on.
But they're going to get the notifications. They are not going to be able to have those kind of interactions that we still can. Mm-hmm. You and I can still do something face to face without worrying about. We can throw the phone away.
Yeah.
In the future, that's probably not going to happen.
I mean, it's already like somebody will call me on the phone. And I'll hit decline, and then I'll text and be like, "What'd you need?"
See, what I do, I have to wait.
Sometimes I wait, but it depends on who it is.
The reason that I wait is because I'm actually doing something. That's why I don't answer phone calls. So don't call me on the phone. I want to see the day where I can walk around with this silly little thing in my hand and not have it attached to a phone number anymore. Because everything's on LTE, and now we're about to hit 5G anyway. Why bother?
Yeah.
Nobody, and there's a visual way to do the Back to the Future video phone anyway. Why do we need a phone? It's a monopoly, I tell you. It's a monopoly.
I feel like this all went in a different direction than fitness.
Oh, I wanted it to go here.
He had a plan.
That's what I wanted. But at the same time, now we can, so they're not going to be able to have the interactions without having high anxiety. And they have to do the thing like the OCD people. Fight me. At the Dizzy Parker. The OCD people that have to touch the doorknob 4 times before they go in, or they have to wipe things down. Yeah, but it can be controlled. That comes from a different place. But they are not going to be able to do anything, especially because they're not equipped to handle it anymore.
Yeah.
And think of it, the next generation. The people that aren't born yet, the next generation are going to be conditioned to respond only to digital stimuli.
The problem is going to be, like right now, my son, if he doesn't have his iPad, he's freaking out. Mm-hmm. And I tell him, I don't like the way you're behaving over your iPad. So now I'm taking your iPad away.
And that's good parenting.
And then
it's got to be taken away
like as soon as I see that like you stop listening to me because of it, or you're getting anxious or won't do something because you need to be with your iPad or be on the Fortnite or whatever, that's when I take it away for a little while. It's like you need a break.
So you're living what I'm theorizing.
Yes. The problem is, though, I grew up in a different time where, like, that stuff didn't fly. But the teenagers who will eventually be parents to these new kids, they're going to be like, that's how I lived. So they're, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
so
every generation changes a little bit. They're not going to take it away
from their kids because what's the big deal? I had an iPad all the time.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's going to, it's going to send our generation down that rabbit hole into that movie and book that I still can't remember the name of.
We'll ask him. He's upstairs.
Oh, yeah, we could. We could just do that.
Yeah.
Wait.
That's Rosie. Rosie.
Another piece of technology.
Rosie's my Roomba, and I named her Rosie after the Jetsons. Full circle.
That's right. That's what that was.
Yeah, like she's my maid.
I forgot. But, okay, so you get the idea on the conditioned responses because you have it. But there is a way that we can use this to our advantage, especially when it comes to fitness, if we want to tie it back in.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we're mostly fit.
Mostly fit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
For those of you who are watching the podcast, I keep playing with my shoulder. It hurts.
She hurt her dang shoulder.
I'm not developing a weird tic. I'm just trying to.
I need my phone.
I'm just trying to get it into a position where it feels comfortable.
All right, so here is how and where I would like to tie it all back into fitness and health, because you're using these devices and the notifications from them to remind you to do things like get up and walk, don't be lazy, don't watch 7 episodes of You in a row, only watch 3 and then get up. It's like a movie. Go do something with your life. So one thing that I love, and I've tested this theory and testing it on you now, as we've just demonstrated a few minutes ago. You can use notifications. You can set things up. Like, I'm even kind of doing it for myself because I got the Amazon Echo for Christmas. And I was like, if I have it, I might as well use it for something beneficial. So I'm using it for like developing a morning and nighttime routine that will help me to focus more. Because even me, the first thing, I talk a lot, and I talk a lot from experience. The first thing I do most days is grab my stupid phone, and I'll just look and check notifications. Blah, 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 blah. And there's nothing there, but I'm checking for it. Okay, there's something there. I'm not that unpopular. I get a notification here and there. I get a DM, a like, a heart.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's more garbage than real substance. But you can use this stuff. Like, for instance, I used my Amazon Echo, and I got a second one for this reason, for a morning routine where I have some energetic music going on to kind of get me moving. But I also do some Bible study in the morning. It's something I want to make more of a regular occurrence for me. And whatever your thing, if you're not a Bible reader, don't read the Bible. Actually, you should still read the Bible. But if that's not your thing, whatever your routine is, whether it's getting up, getting the kids ready like you were telling me, or you just want to get ready for the day in a healthy way, like you're making breakfast, where normally you're just cobbling something together. You set the tone. Same thing for nighttime. I have this thing set up automatically to start playing some really relaxing music around 10 o'clock so I can start my shutdown. So I'm not awake until 1 in the morning. I gotta get the work done. And
nice.
We're using this little Pavlovian response technique on you as well.
Yes.
Because I've tested it before and it works like a charm.
And I'm hungry right now.
That's why we're wrapping this up.
Yeah. That's me looking at him in a hangry way to wrap it up.
We're using these responses to trigger your brain and your body for those people that say, I just don't get hungry. And for anybody that does any online training with us, this is something I want you to take away. I am still a believer in eating at regular... Doubt in my mind.
Sorry.
I'm a believer that if you eat at regular intervals, your body will start to be hungry at those intervals, and it sets your metabolism. You are not a slave to the metabolism you were born with. You adapt to whatever you do. Our bodies are amazing.
Amazing.
I'm bringing that word back now that it's gone.
Amazing?
Yeah, because
I feel like, where did it go?
Oh, it was the only word people used to describe things. Now it's stunning. You're not going to catch me saying that. It's stupid.
I still say amazing.
Yeah, but you probably use it in a better context than they did on commercials. Everything was amazing. But these things are amazing. They amaze me how they work, these bodies of ours. They respond and adapt to what we do regularly. So if you want bigger muscles, you got to lift weights regularly. If you want to lose fat, you have to set your metabolism so you don't need to store it. So that includes eating at regular intervals and moving at regular intervals, which is the 10-minute walks.
Yeah.
I still support 10-minute walks. And if you just need to set your body to be a fat-burning machine, get your workout in, make it hard so you have to recover, and your body has to use fat to make up those extra calories. And we are conditioning ourselves to do that. So you set a reminder. Yeah. You set a music thing for the end and beginning of the day like I do. Anything that you want to set as a positive, and you are still in control of it. So you are now conditioning yourself instead of big companies conditioning you, or you having to be a slave to this thing that reminds you to get up. No, you have done this because it becomes part of your life. That's how we use technology to make our lives better instead of letting it run us.
All right.
Say amen.
Amen.
Now we're done. That's all you had to say to finish that up. Okay.
Amen.
So now we can tell people how to find us again if they haven't found us. If this is your first time, by all means, please subscribe on YouTube and subscribe on the podcast. Like some stuff, comment on some stuff, and please leave a rating.
Yes.
It helps so much.
Yes, and remember, comment farts.
Farts.
If you want a free Nacho Average Trainer shirt.
Yeah, and I bet only one person's going to do it. Yeah. But what if 30 people do it? Are you prepared?
Then I guess I have a card that I don't use.
Cool.
Stick it on there.
And it's a business expense.
Yeah,
You write it off on
write
taxes.
it all off.
On 2020 taxes.
So yeah, you can find us on Instagram at mostly.fit.
And the same for TikTok.
For TikTok. We're on TikTok.
Some of our skits go there.
Yeah. On Facebook, Mostly Fit.
And screw the Twitter. Don't worry about it.
Okay. And then our website, which is mostly-fit.com. Yeah. Anything else? Oh, YouTube.
Of course, YouTube. If you just stumbled across us on YouTube and you want more edutainment, that is youtube.com/mostlyfit.
All right.
Yeah, and make sure to share it with a friend. Tell somebody. Help
Share.
us continue to grow so we can get those sponsors like Get FitBit to send us some stuff. Or make sure go to Amazon. If you have made a New Year's resolution this year and you want to just get to the basics of fitness so it becomes part of your life, to tie all this together, we wrote a book.
We wrote a book.
That is the complete guide to being fit. Mm-hmm. Mostly. And you can find that on Amazon for Kindle, or you can get the paperback version shipped right to your house for only a few more dollars.
Yeah.
And it contains information like how carbs work and proteins and whatnot. What are macros? The fat loss formula, which is very, very simple. What type of cardio is best for you? And even if you are a brand new beginner, and a lot of people can vouch for this now because we've had some people buy it.
Yeah.
It has a sample diet plan where you can plug in your own numbers based on that fat loss formula, and a sample beginner workout plan for a week to get your body moving in a safe way.
All right.
There's a lot more information and also our story, and it's got lots of our pictures in there.
It does.
So until next time, we'll see you next time.
Bye.